It's Dave Anderson here. I'm here at the Saltwater Edge, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the stuff that I use as we're kind of coming into this set of tides. The late July and early August tides have become like the tides to be at the canal. And this is just my top 6. This is really simple stuff. It's very effective. It's almost dummy-proof stuff, and it's all available here. So probably the most popular thing and probably the most important thing to have is the 228 Magic Swimmer. This is the slow sink. It's the 9-inch version. Now, in my opinion, you can kind of take off all the bells and whistles that they've added to the new ones. They've got this willow leaf blade on there and stuff that doesn't need to be there. I would also take the hooks off of this thing and just switch them out with like a 5.0 VMC up front, and then I just put a weight here on the tail so I can fish it with just one hook. Lose a lot fewer fish that way. The next thing is the largest floating stick shad. And this is the color that everybody likes, but I'm not a big color guy. I think any color will work. And once again, I take the tail hook off of this, and we rig these with a swivel, with split ring swivel, and then a cut hook. And there again, you're just alleviating all that leverage and twisting that can happen when you've got a big fish on, and odds are if you're fishing the canal, you're going to hook a good one here and there. Then, when the tide goes slack, a lot of guys just kind of sit down and basically look at their phones. I don't do that. For a long time, the dock was kind of a secret, and I used to throw this at slack water, and I'd be catching good fish. And guys would ride by and be like, dude, what are you using? And it'd be like, believe me, you don't have one. But now everyone has one. And if you don't, you should get one. This is the Slack Tide Slayer. And it will almost always raise fish when nothing else will. It's something you definitely want in your bag. When I need to reach out, or when I can see that the bait's smaller, when it's maybe not the big mackerel, if it's some smaller sea herring or butterfish or something like that, I'm switching over to the 2 3/8 Super Strike popper. And what I do with this is I take the tail treble off, and I put a 5.0 dressed sidewash on there, or nowadays I would just clip the hook right off and just have like a teaser on there. But I'm really big on using the feathers and not deer hair. The feathers just undulate more, they kind of accentuate the action, and I think it makes a difference. And then, when the fish aren't showing and you need to get deep, there's 2 things that everybody kind of leans on. The first one is the Savage. I've gone through stretches where I kind of refuse to use the Savage because I think it's a little bit too easy, but that in a way is kind of a good thing, right? You want to hook up. So this is the 5 1/3 ounce, so you need a pretty good stick to chuck this thing. Don't be fooled into believing that you need to be bouncing this thing on the bottom, because this lure is almost dummy proof. All you need to do is throw it out there up tide and just start cranking. And with the amount of weight in that head, it's going to get down deep, and it's just going to swim naturally, and the fish just slay this thing. And then last but not least is the Tsunami 9-inch swim shad, or as we call it, the rubber ducky. This again is really good slow tide or even moderate tide, bounced along the bottom, but you don't have to hit the bottom. It's another one you can just throw up tide, just crank, let the thing swim back to you, and a lot of times the fish just can't resist it. And I mean, there's a million other things that you could be using, but if you have these 6, you're going to catch fish. Good luck.